So when we talk about being led, what are we really talking about? This is Dr. Anita with another Diamond Moment. We're looking today at being led and what that actually means. What does it mean when we are listening to an inner voice within? How are we able to be more accurate in doing so? How are we able to become confident that what we're hearing, what we're receiving, is the direction that we're supposed to go? There's a number of ways to answer that question. One of them being having peace. Peace is a great indicator of being led in the correct direction. I can hear you say, well, what do you mean by peace, Dr. Anita? What I mean is that you can make a decision and almost not even think about it anymore. I've had some situations in my life where I have felt that I was being led by that inner voice. Maybe it was to help someone that was homeless or needed help. I don't always help everyone that I see, but there are times when I'm really led to help. I remember one particular time I was stopped at a traffic signal and the car next to me asked for help, and he was in an area of the city that his story was believable. He explained to me that he was from out of town. They had gone in to eat. His girlfriend left her purse on the seat due to the area of the country that they lived in. This was common. When they came out, the purse was gone. Along with the purse was all their gas money. And he said, I don't normally do this, but I just felt led to ask if you could help. At the moment he said that, I had been, just moving around with some money in my purse that normally I probably wouldn't have had. And instantly I felt that I was supposed to help this gentleman with the money that I had. So I signaled to him to go over and park. I got out to give him the money, and he immediately offered to find a way to pay me back. I didn't want anything. I felt as though I had been led to help him. And I handed him the money. He started his car. I started my car and drove on. It was maybe 2 weeks or so later before I ever thought about it again. I had so much peace in my heart about helping this couple that it never crossed my mind after that point that maybe I had been naive, maybe I had been duped, maybe I should not have helped. And when you have situations that weeks later you feel the peace of the situation, I believe that you can be confident in knowing that the action that you performed, what you did, was really the leading of that inner voice telling you and showing you what you need to do. There's also a question that came up for those who follow me on Wisdom. And this particular question was asked by someone, and they wanted to know how to know if cheating is wrong. And the answer that I gave them had to do with scripture. This particular scripture, and again, when we're looking at scripture, we're looking at a foundational way to determine some do's and don'ts, some ways that may be beneficial to you. I am not at all bringing this particular situation as anything dogmatic, as anything dooming or damning. So please don't take it that way. But what I said to them was that the scripture says, to him who knows to do good and does not, to him it is sin. It means that we have an inner guiding system that lets us know when we're off track. When we know to do something and we don't do it, we can feel that inner guidance either kind of pricking us a little bit, making us know, being uncomfortable, letting us know that what we're doing or where we're going is probably not the right direction. In the question about cheating, you can look at it across the board. Does it mean cheating in a relationship? Does it mean cheating in a test? Does it mean cheating your employer? Does it mean withholding more than you should? Doing something that for whatever reason resonates in your inner man that is something wrong. When you feel that thing inside of you that's telling you that it's something wrong, scripture says, to him who knows to do good and does not, to him it's sin. To that person, that action, that thing is taking you in the wrong direction. And I want to also provide another little definition. Sin simply means missing the mark. Sin means you didn't respond in a way that was going to be beneficial to you in life. Sin does not necessarily mean something that is so damning and now you're going to hell. You're just a sinner. And it doesn't mean that. People have utilized that terminology in order to control other people. So that's not the direction that I am providing this example for, but simply for us to understand that when it's going contrary, when something, a decision that you've made or a statement that you've made or something that you've done goes contrary to your inner guidance, goes contrary to who you are as a person, and you feel that, now you know what needs to be changed. Whether it's to go back and apologize, whether it is to repay if you're able to do that, or simply never do this again. That is what I'm talking about. For he who knows to do good, who knew to do better, this was just absolutely not your best move in life. And when you did it and you felt it, now you understand that was not the move to make. And it may be a good idea to go retrace your steps and correct that decision, that move, that those words, those actions. And so when we're looking and listening to our inner voice, that inner guidance, it many times is showing us exactly what we need to do. The difficulty is that we're not picking up on the direction. So how do you heighten your hearing to be able to be guided by the voice within? And that goes back to, in our first few episodes, I talked about looking at your soul like a window pane, and that it can become so smudged with fingerprints that you're not able to see anything through that window pane. And it requires, as we've been saying many, many times before, going back and evaluating what you're picking up that needs to be reworked. It needs to be looked at. It needs to be challenged. Your perception needs to be modified so that you can have a change. When you've done that, when you've gone back and looked at your life or looked at the situations, as we said, looking at them by the decade, noting those top 3 that you feel were negative those are usually the places where the fingerprinting on the window pane of your soul has occurred. And those are the places that you need to clean up in order to see clearly, in order to be more in tune with that voice from within. So it does take some work on your behalf. It's not just an automatic where I can desire to hear the voice of the Lord, Creator, the universe, Spirit, that I can receive guidance from the universe, that I can now move forward through the law of attraction and the law of the universe and receive everything that I want. Nope. It may be some cleaning that needs to take place because you may not be accurately hearing the leading of that which is attempting to direct you from within. You may not be adequately aware of the mistakes that you're making because you have muffled and silenced the inner voice which seeks to lead you. So as you go back, and as we've said, there are a number of episodes that we've talked about challenging our limiting behavior, looking at the things that have we've thought were negative and that had held us back. And in doing so, being able to clean the window pane of our soul. When we are at a place that we can hear, there's another scripture that says, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you would prosper and be in health as your soul prospers." We talked about the fact that you can equate your soul to your mind, your will, and emotions. And when we are able to have a prospering, meaning it's good all the way around in our mind, our will, and emotions, then we will be in health. We will prosper. We'll be able to hear. We'll be able to be guided. We'll be able to take advantage of that still small voice within. It's not a voice that's going to scream at you, but it is a voice that if you listen, you'll never fail in what you want to accomplish. The voice will, that inner leading, that inner guidance always moves you towards that which is good. If you again feel inner guidance is leading you to hurt, to steal, to kill, to destroy, that is not the voice of God, the universe, Spirit, that which is good. And you need to get some help. So I want us again to utilize this next week and just becoming accustomed to getting still and quiet, listening to that inner voice, seeking to connect to that which will guide you, looking at the issues of our lives that have been hurtful and harmful and that we would like to get away from, that we would like to include them in a way that is healthy as opposed to a way that is harmful. And once we do this, you'll see everything in your life begin to change. Thank you for listening, and join me next time as we redefine the previous steps of your process. Never forget, becoming is a process. A process has stages. One small change changes everything. So invest in yourself. Please visit my website at www.DrAnitaMc.com. That's DrAnitaMc.com for links and additional information. And please rate the podcast if you're enjoying it.